I'm so anxious just to feel the silence. It's so quiet, but I hear you saying to me, baby, say our time we're making up time. Time you wasn't really waking up.
Hey T Squad, y'all ready to get into this behind the scenes tea on the Real Housewives of Miami? Baby, I got a lot of tea to spill today. I know I didn't get a chance last week to do my review on Miami, but trust and believe we are going to address the drink that was thrown in our girl Gertie's face by that nasty trifling heifer Julia. Oh baby, we're gonna get to that, but before we do, let's get into the tea on Miss Alexia and this dysfunctional relationship that she has with Todd. So guys, Reality Blurb did an article saying that they know the real reason why Todd and Alexia divorced. Yes, let's get into it. So the article reads, Alexia Napola and Todd Napola divorce may have been finalized in March, 1 year after Todd filed for divorce, but that doesn't mean they have cut ties. As Alexia, who is 58, and Todd, who is 52, continue to spend time with one another, having recently been spotted canoodling on Miami Beach and celebrating Alexia's birthday together, an insider has shared the reason behind the Real Housewives of Miami couple's divorce and explains the no string attached arrangement they have today. It was Todd that initiated the breakup and Todd that initiated this new arrangement. Alexia seems to be willing to do almost anything to keep him in her life except quit the show, an insider revealed to Life and Style on June 16th. The show is what got in the way and why he filed for divorce. She's still on the show, but she won't be forever. So the fact that even after filing for divorce, Todd can't stay away is not something she can't ignore. The fact is, she loves being around him. The sparks still fly between them. They're like two teenagers. She feels she'd be foolish to turn her back on that. Ultimately, she does hope they will reconcile and try again. But for now, she's keeping it low pressure and they are taking baby steps. They're dating each other again and having a lot of fun, the source continued. The big question is how much will be documented for the show since Todd's got his issues with that. Months ago, as they finalized their divorce, Alexia admitted that their relationship had not ended despite the breakup of their marriage. After thoughtful reflection, Todd and I have reached an amicable divorce settlement. While our marriage has legally ended, our relationship has not, she told People. We continue to love and support each other as we navigate this new chapter. We appreciate the understanding, love, and support from our family, friends, and fans. Alexia is so caught up in the rapture of love, honey, that she does not realize that this man has trapped her in his web and he is leading her in the wrong direction. He has been able to finagle this where he can have his cake and eat it too. He gets to keep her, right? Sleep with her, have fun with her, enjoy her company, but not have the legal ties of being married to her anymore, which once again goes back to what I was saying on my reviews, that he will now have the opportunity to say, we're not married. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm not, closed off to you. I'm able to see other women. And then she cannot say anything about it. He has her right where he wants her. And I don't know what it is about this man. I don't know if she's just in that stage of life where she has met the one that got her mind and got her gone. It's always that one that we as women got to play the fool for. And it seems like that is what Alexia is going through with Todd. She's going through her dumb woman phase. And hopefully the phase will be over and she wakes up and realizes that he looks like Buzz Lightyear. It's like, girl, what? If you gonna be out here losing your mind over a man and letting him publicly humiliate you, at least let him be fine. Okay? He ain't even cute. Bye, Alexia. Alexia was recently on Watch What Happens Live, and when Andy asked her about the status of their relationship, this is what she had to say.
What is your current relationship status with Todd?
So currently, I thought you were going to pass it to me. So currently, we're not together.
You're not together?
We're not.
Okay. You're not together. Okay. I have some follow-up questions for you, Alexia. When were you last intimate with Todd?
That's really intimate.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
In the last few months?
No, like the last few days.
Now, I'm recalling that about 30 seconds ago you said you're not together.
Well, today's Wednesday.
Okay.
Right. And so, yeah.
That flips on a dime, Andy.
Oh, wow.
It's daily.
Okay, what is it about Todd that makes it's so difficult to split up with him?
You're going to have to watch the whole season.
Well, I did.
He already did.
I did.
He's our boss.
So don't know the answer. But you know what happens is that you're going to see like highs and lows in my relationship and in my journey. You guys don't get to see the full story.
Like I said, he gets to eat his cake and eat a little bit of hers and hers and hers and hers and hers too. Even Marisol is side-eyeing her and looking at her like she's an idiot. Marisol even sick of her child. And it gets worse because just like I said, he was going to play in her face. He's doing exactly that. On Instagram, somebody wrote in a comment section, the wife of a friend is saying she is driving his fake car, living in his fake apartment. What should she do? Todd responded saying that depends. Does she bring anything to the table in the relationship, or is she just there to get things? Now, you know that this was a hypothetical question by someone trying to be funny, talking about their situation and what Alexia said about him on the show, how he got fake cars and fake apartments and all of this stuff. And he's basically saying, well, what does she bring to the table? Or she just there to get the man's munions and things? Baby, the shade was real. And this was just a few days ago. This was after she was on Watch What Happens Live and everything. Like, how many more ways this man got to make you look like a fool for you to let it go? Okay, let it go, girl. You could be on to your fourth husband by now. While you playing, girl, get it together or forget it forever. Now let's move on to Lisa versus Larsa. They are beefing this season because Larsa feels some type of way that Lisa man Jody is still kicking it with her ex-boyfriend Marcus Jordan, and she blames Lisa and has been attacking her and talking to her crazy and everything. And on last week's episode, she even went so far as to insinuate that Jody uses schmugs, and proceeded to show the ladies this crazy picture of Jody on the red carpet where his eyes were bucked. And like I said, she tried to make it seem like he was high. Off that cocaine. All the ladies were taken aback and gasping like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is crazy. Somebody, I think it was Alexia, was like, and Gertie was like, I mean, you know how the flashes be. Sometimes your eyes can go buck or whatever. They were trying to stick up for Jody and Lisa regarding the situation. Well, after the episode aired, Lisa had a lot to say about Miss Larsa, honey. Using this song In the Land of Make Believe by Dusty Springfield, which was a great musical choice, by the way. Lisa captioned these photographs from the night of the fashion show, where she shows other photographs of her and Jody on the red carpet from their night where he looked fine. His eyes weren't bucked or anything like that. And she says, so Larsa picks one group picture of Jody and zooms in, even though everyone in the album has black eyes. She's not a friend. She was working overtime to paint a false narrative. And why is Julia asking, what did his eyes look like, without even seeing his eyes? Then boom, she has the zoomed in pic taken out of context, ready to go, as though he was angry and glaring at me, even though I'm in the picture. So fake, it's gross. Jody was kind enough to come and support me with this, and the passing of my father. Here are all the unfiltered pics and see for yourself how staged that was. Why pick that one? Not to mention during that last scene as they were discussing me and the person supporting me, I was absent because I was in Toronto saying goodbye and then burying my dad. Hashtag RHOM, hashtag make believe land, hashtag liar liar, hashtag receipt, hashtag leave Jody alone. Well, Lisa, I think that you misread what Larsa was trying to imply. I don't think that she was trying to imply that he was glaring at you like a schmoozer. No, I think that she was trying to imply that your man was high, ma'am. She's trying to make it look like you out here dating a cokehead because she was out here dating a cokehead. And now the whole world knows that you was over there willingly laid up with a man that was over there sniffing that white girl. Because we know that you knew. This ain't no shock and surprise. You ain't find out when we found out. You already knew. You probably was doing lines with him. Okay? So, yeah, Lisa, I think you got that wrong, Mixed Girl. I think she was trying to say that your man was over there high off that powder. Yeah. And the fact that she would even go there and y'all was supposed to be friends and she's attacking you and your relationship to such a degree should let you know that you and Larsa were never really true friends. Larsa isn't a friend to anyone. And you would be a fool to ever be her friend again. She is a leech. She is a snake. Okay? And she cannot be trusted. Period. Listen to what Giorgio Says has to say about Larsa being a huge hypocrite.
Fear that Larsa has towards Lisa and Jody over them being friendly and cordial towards Marcus Jordan is really odd, considering just a few years ago she was thrown out of the Kardashian kingdom and then proceeded to go on a public podcast for 2 hours talking about how she would be on phone calls at 3, 4, 5 a.m. with Kanye and just letting him rant. But then as soon as she started putting some boundaries in place, she says that Kanye influenced the entire family to completely distance themselves from her. But she's fine. She's not mad. Except she used this as clickbait for the next 2 years. Everywhere she went, she used it as some way to get a headline about herself or get paparazzi that she called on herself on her way into Craig's. You also made it very known that before Khloe and Tristan were publicly a thing, you were the one that was actually dating Tristan first. And then a week later, after you introduced him to the Kardashians at a party, then a week later he's with Khloe. But then you had no problem being one of the first people to publicly shame this one after the Tristan scandal broke. Then you claimed that you were at a club and saw Travis Scott and he ran back and told Kylie that you hit on him. That furthered this whole narrative about you being the problem. But Larsa's very confused. She says, I don't understand why they would think that. I don't know why he would run back and say that. Fast forward, you're mad about a man that you dated for a year solely based on his lineage and last name, let's be honest. And sorry, it's hard to know what's real and what's not with Larsa because 80% of it is media fluff. Considering the fact that your first breakup with Marcus fell over Super Bowl weekend. I also don't understand why Larsa thinks that Jody is supposed to give a about any type of loyalty towards her. He doesn't really know her like that. The only reason why he's even connected to Marcus is because they were both filming on this show. So everyone's supposed to stop what they're doing in their lives so we can play pretend with you. So you can make up stuff to get clicks and views and whatever to stay relevant. Oh, Larsa. The anger that Larsa has towards Lisa and Jody over them.
Period. I couldn't have said it any better. She is the biggest hypocrite in the world. That's why nobody takes her seriously, because she is an elderly thought. That is exactly what this lady is. Do you see Lisa is in the comment section saying, whoa, yeah, because you forgot. Just like we forgot. I forgot all about the fact that she even admitted that she was on the phone with Kanye and stuff. Why is you on the phone with Kim's husband at 3-4 o'clock in the morning? That is so inappropriate. I don't care if he was manic or what. Tell him to call his wife. Tell him I'm gonna hang up and call your wife. Okay, you ain't had no business being on the phone with that man. You was up to no good. That's what you was up to. You was trying to slide in. That's why they slid your ass on up out that group. But now that we have talked about that, let's get to my last story involving the Real Housewives of Miami. Now, before last week's episode aired where Julia lost her damn mind and decided to throw a drink in Gertie's face, stand over her, yelling and pointing her finger in her face, she tried to do damage control and release this statement. This will be my first time reading this along with you guys. So it says, my beautiful souls, this season you've seen a different side of me, one even I've struggled to fully explain. The truth is, just before we began filming, something life-changing happened. I was given the chance to welcome 2 incredible boys into my life. It was sudden, emotional, and felt deeply destined. But here's the part no one saw. The adoptions weren't finalized. Not yet. I was living in an emotional in-between, loving these boys fiercely while navigating legal uncertainty and keeping so much of it quiet. It was overwhelming, beautiful, yes, but also fragile, sacred, and stressful beyond words, which is why I was so cautious about sharing anything about them in writing. So when moments came up, like sending that strange message you all saw, I didn't always show up as my most present or thoughtful self. And when it came to Gertie, the truth is, at the time, we weren't in the close, heart connected place we had once been. Our friendship had shifted a bit, not in anger, not in conflict, just life pulling us in different directions. So when she reached out, I was so wrapped in protecting my own emotional chaos, I fumbled. I never meant to come off cold, careless, or bizarre. I was simply in a storm of my own. This has been a season of growth, messiness, and deep transformation. Thank you for giving me the space to walk through it imperfectly, but with a full and open heart. With love always, Julia. First of all, Julia, you and this crock of shit statement can go to hell. If you were so up in arms and nervous about the fact that the adoption hadn't been finalized yet, then why did you go public with the news? That makes absolutely no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. You would have just told the ladies and that been that. You wouldn't have gave the story to the public. So that as an excuse is so tired, and honestly it's disgusting that you're even using the adoption of these boys as a reason to why you were being a mean, rude bitch to Gertie, who had done nothing to you but be there for you, support you, and be a friend. You turned on her because you started hanging around the 2 hyenas. You turned on her. This is not the first time we've seen a housewife do this to somebody that they call a friend. You turned on her and you turned on Adriana. Even when you and Adriana on last week's episode met up and had lunch, the whole time y'all were talking, Adriana had a look on her face like, okay, bitch, like this bitch is lying in my face, and she was just over you and disgusted by you. And the fact that you would stand your tall giraffe ass over Gertie, yelling at her, pointing your finger in her face, and then when she called you out on your BS about you getting a facelift while your wife was going through chemo, you couldn't take the real true tea being thrown in your face and revealed to the ladies and now the public, so you acted out and decided to throw a drink on her to shut her up because you and your triflingness was revealed. Who would think about getting a facelift while their wife is fighting for their life? Please make it make sense. You did. And guess what, you guys? Guess what? I heard allegedly these boys that she adopted are black. So you mean to tell me you have adopted 2 black boys and had the nerve to disrespect a black woman? You know how fucked up that is and looks? That you as a white woman would treat a black woman that way, and you're over there raising black boys? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell to the no. To the no. Trifling. And your excuse is just that, a lousy ass excuse. It ain't had nothing to do with you being nervous about this adoption not being finalized. You sided with the dark side and put the middle finger up to the women who have been your friends for the last years, because now you over there with the quote unquote cool girls. You said F them. And you started acting like a cold-hearted bitch. You talking about it didn't come out of meanness and this. What did it come out of? You kept on saying she's doing this for publicity. She makes everything about herself. They didn't have where all that go? All that went out the window now because you've been exposed. You thought, I guess it was going to go a different way. I don't know what the hell you was thinking. But whatever you thought, it has backfired. And they've been eating your ass up, and I hope that they do. I will never look at Julia the same. Never, ever look at her the same. I hope that Adriana and Gertie never befriend her, forgive her, or anything. Because, bitch, you got life fucked up. This needs to be your last season on the show, ho. Nah. And if the adoption still ain't finalized, you need to get them damn boys away from your ass. Because now I don't trust that your ass ain't racist. I don't trust it at all. No, because the way you flipped on Gertie says a lot about you, your values, your morals, your personality, loyalty, everything under the sun. Fuck you. I hope your ass get deported, bitch. Fuck you and Martina ass. No. I can't ride with that at all. No. Yeah, I am done with Julia. She is on my ish list for life. T-Squad, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of these stories. Let's talk about everything down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.